The $1.5 million that you saw, that is money that goes directly to his opponent. That's not a fine. That is directly to his opponent.
Wow.
And then so he starts going on Twitter and, very rest in peace, our boy 2Matt style, starts schizo posting too, in a lot of ways about all types of stuff. So that's why you heard about Epstein Island,
I know this is like kind of a normal thing boxers do before weigh-ins and stuff. I know like it generates press for it, but I find this so cringe, bro. The thing about this too is like I see like guys at like such a low level, not even boxers, just normal guys do this like macho too, and it's so fucking cringe. You're literally a beta male, okay? You're literally a beta.
Have you talked/followed the Ryan Garcia stuff?
He's the guy, he said he went to Epstein Island too or something.
Oh yeah, so that video right there that you see, something is seriously off with Ryan Garcia. If you care about the topic, is a very interesting video to watch. But this guy was like a very bright up and coming fighter, boxer. And I don't follow boxing too much, so what my point of view is from the outside.
Right.
But he has like this huge fight coming up very soon in a few days. Basically a couple months before his before this fight, he starts losing and he apparently like goes on drugs, starts doing weed, all types of different stuff that apparently he like just starts.
You're
having
not
like
supposed to do
frantic
that in the lead up to a fight.
Yeah. And then so he starts going on Twitter and very rest in peace, our boy 2Matt style, starts schizo posting too, in a lot of ways about all types of stuff. So that's why you heard about Epstein Island,
Right.
And like this. So our guy, he's losing it. So what happened today, which made it a bit interesting, even more interesting, is so he was supposed to be getting his purse for this fight was $15 million.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, I mean boxing did, right? So he was supposed to get $15 million, but he was supposed to make weight. Now his opponent knew that this guy has shit fucked up with him, and so he set something up in the contract saying, if you don't make weight by each pound you're over, you owe me $500,000. He didn't make weight by 3.4 pounds.
So it cost him $1.5 million, it looks like, yeah.
Exactly. By 3 pounds, he didn't make it over. That actually, it cost him more than a 1.5 million.
I feel like they shouldn't even let him fight if he doesn't make weight.
They should not. So the consequence of that was the other guy's a champion. This was going to be a championship bout. Because he didn't make weight, now it's no longer a championship bout. So he loses his chance at the title.
So even if his opponent loses, he still isn't the champion.
Exactly, because he didn't make weight. And on top of that, the $1.5 million that you saw, that is money that goes directly to his opponent. That's not a fine. That is directly to his opponent.
Wow.
And the fine on top of that, so in boxing, and I think at UFC too, I'm pretty sure, if you don't make weight, you still have the opportunity to like make weight within a certain time period and get away with it. He didn't even want to do that, so he came up with a deal with basically the commission to pay $600,000 extra. So he actually paid $2.1 million so that he doesn't even do that. So yeah, I mean, and then you can go look at his tweets, and his tweets is probably what you would care about. But it's like, again, rest in peace, our boy 2Matt, but it's very schizo tweets, and he's just trying to justify.
He's got 700,000 followers on Twitter. Apple juice and sparkling water. He.
Yeah, scroll all the way down till goes more down. I'll tell you where you should start reading up.
My balls got too heavy and back gained too much muscle from carrying the promo. All my fingers got stronger from all the tweets. Damn. Why would I force myself to make weight so I can be weak? Nah, I'm here to win. That's it. All that, Viva Mexico. We're leaving with his head. Belts will always be there. Belts don't feed your family. I feel great and I got a 3-pound advantage. Let's go. Winners do what they have to do. I'm still sharp. Actually, 1.5. I don't know. 3 pounds is nothing. Stop crying. I feel great despite how I look.
Yeah, so that was those are right before the win. But I mean, look, he's like talk about Diddy. I mean, again, a lot of,
It's atypical fighter tweets.
Yeah. And so, but they're letting him go ahead with this. And it's like it's been a big question for weeks.
I guess it's too big of a fight to turn down, right? There's a lot of people depending on it, right?
Yeah.
It's going to make a lot of money regardless for them. So they're like,
Yeah, it could be his last fight though. But hey, if you're a betting guy and if you want to throw a couple dollars at it, I think the odds are so insanely in the other guy's favor. It's worth throwing a few dollars just to see.
You think so?
Not condoning betting. I don't know. From what I saw, I think it was like minus 900. I mean, at that point, you just throw $10 just to see how it goes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Literally. Damn. All right. Well, I'll take a look at that video. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Yeah. Do your thing. Of course.
Take it easy. All right. Well, I want to find out what's up with this Ryan Garcia guy if he's going crazy.
In only 10 months, Ryan Garcia went from speaking like this.
I didn't even let the insecurities of, I can't believe I got dropped, or the fear of embarrassment. None of that got to me.
George Janko
To
podcast.
speaking like this.
It wasn't hard. I knew he was going to come back. I even told him, you'll be back. Remember, he was all, don't ever talk to me again, blah, blah, blah. I said, you'll be back, Mr. 30K pay-per-view boss.
It's possible to think this was the case for only one of the podcasts he was on.
I mean, the thing I don't understand, I guess it's out of character, but isn't it possible he's just doing fight promo or something? Should have never left Canelo's camp. He let the money and fame get to him. Ryan got into Oscar's stash. Sounds like Ryan Garcia found Oscar De La Hoya's cocaine stash. If I made $30 million, I'm quitting boxing and living on a beach. Well, that's just dumb. What the fuck else you're gonna do? You've been training your entire life. I can't wait to goon in the shirt, soy daddy. Stop! Thank you for the 5. Stop!
But it's clear from multiple appearances he has done recently that something has seriously changed. Despite being only 25, Ryan has been in boxing from a very young age, and people are speculating whether the long time in the sport has been catching up with him. Ever since entering the professional world of boxing, he's been the cover boy for lighter weight divisions, as he built his online persona fairly early and was a familiar face for many, not only boxing fans. But recently, there has been a radical change in his behavior by displaying signs of alcohol or drug abuse in his speeches, as he keeps stuttering and is barely able to string the sentences together. So what has caused the sudden change in his mannerism, and did the events in the last 10 months have anything to do with it? It all started back in April 2023 when he was scheduled to fight Gervonta Davis at a 136-pound catchweight bout. At this point, both...
So this is actually a little guy. How tall is this dude? 136 pounds? 136 pounds at 5'9" is crazy. That's mad skinny. Yeah, lightweight title. Definitely lightweight, Jesus. I loved the... I know it's not boxing, but I love the lightweight season of Ultimate Fighter. The one with Nate Diaz where he started to become famous. That's a great episode. Or sorry, great season of the show. This one with Jens Pulver and what's the name of the Asian dude? I don't know his name, but it's good.
Fighters were undefeated.
Something seriously odd with Turkey Tom coming soon based.
Some of the biggest draws in the sport. During this period, boxing was facing a huge problem of top guys avoiding each other and settling for lower competition to not risk their undefeated records. And with the rise of the UFC and the politics deeply involved in boxing, many of the fight fans left the sport as they weren't getting what they wanted.
With this fight, like I said, it's going to determine where boxing needs to be headed. This right here is going to determine either fighters are going to fight right now and get to it or not. You gotta understand, we both have careers without each other. I could fight other people and make millions of dollars. He could fight other people and make millions of dollars. Obviously, we came into this fight and said, no, we're gonna do this now. So this right here will show where the trajectory...
I guess the thing is, I don't really see how he's lost his mind yet. To me, I mean, he was more cogent back then. I haven't seen any signs of alcoholism. He just seems like he decided to try to hype up fights more. He got a little bigger, decided to try to hype up fights more. He wants to keep his title. He wants to keep the, momentum he has. It doesn't seem like he's totally insane or anything. I don't know.
If the sport's gonna go to.
Pretty sure schizophrenia starts showing up at his age. I mean, is him making tweets like, I get it's kind of out of character, but just saying like funny shit about his balls and whatever, is that really evidence of schizophrenia? I don't know. Just kidding, I'm celibate. My balls got too heavy and back gained too much muscle from carrying the promo. My fingers got stronger from all the tweets. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's insane. Diologist for 10 says Turkey Thomas boxing, Tipster versus Nick Diorio, Tom versus Idubs, Destiny versus Nick Fuentes, my dad versus Tom's dad. Idubs might beat me in a fight. I feel like he's actually a decent boxer. I know he lost both of his matches, but I feel like he was just in his head. He seems, from what I've seen, he seems like he kind of can box. He seems like he's actually trained.
Throughout the build,
not that I know a lot about boxing, but he didn't like look horrible. You ever heard of the MMA Guru? I have not heard of the MMA Guru, John Smith. What is this? Is this just like an MMA channel? Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's like an MMA commentary channel.
This is every single fight to make after UFC.
Wait, did I see a video about this guy and like his downfall or something? I thought I saw some video about how he hates MMA now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just totally mistaken. But I heard someone talking about this guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
To their fight, Garcia touched up on
peak. I guess I'm mistaken.
These problems and admitted he accepted this fight to shed some light on the sport again, despite many of the stipulations Davis's team had put him under. The big taboo before this bout was the fact Davis placed the rehydration clause on him, where he wasn't allowed to gain more than 10 pounds in between the weigh-in and night of the fight. This meant he wouldn't be at his 100% during the match, as he was still depleted. Nevertheless, the bout was set to be one of the biggest ones we have seen in boxing recently, and both fighters made the walk. And although Garcia brought the fight to him, Davis outboxed him convincingly. He managed to win only 2 rounds and got dropped in the second. Then in the 7th round, Davis glanced him with the liver shot, which forced Garcia's body to shut down, and he wasn't able to recover before the 10-second count.
It's just like what happened in Creed.
However, the fight was a huge success as they managed to sell 1.2 million pay-per-views at the price
Wow.
of $85.
Wait. Whoa. 1.2 million times 85. What the fuck? $100 million for one fight.
Which made Garcia roughly $30 million. So it's safe to say it was a win-win situation for both. However, it's very well possible this was the peak of his career as things
I mean, it's not like they literally each got $100 million, but wait, hold on, is that math right? Calculator. Little calculation here real quick. It was 1.2 million pay-per-views, right? 1.2 million pay-per-views, so that's 120,000. Okay, this is 1.2. Yeah, this is 1.2 million times 85. Okay, my math was totally wrong. Holy shit, though. Oh my God, that's so much money. Oh wait, it was right, 102 million. That's insane, though. That's fucking insane. He got 30 mil for that?
Pay-per-views at the price of $85.
He got $30 million
which
for
made
that?
Garcia roughly $30 million. So it's safe to say it was a win-win situation for both. However, it's very well possible this was the
can't do
peak
math
of his
'cause I'm
career
retarded.
as things took a downturn from here.
I know he got 30 mil. I'm just saying, even getting that much money, like generating that much revenue for a business is fucking crazy.
Following his knockout loss, Garcia's
The thing
relationship
is, I don't pay attention to boxing, so I don't really know a lot about this guy.
with Golden Boy Promotion started to fall apart as they got involved in a legal battle. Besides the legal issues, he has been going back and forth with its founder Oscar De La Hoya on Twitter, where he was accusing him of disrespecting his career and being around him only for the money. The problems arose after Garcia couldn't accept his loss against Tank and started blaming others. Just before his next fight against Oscar Duarte, Garcia took an opportunity at the press conference to speak openly against De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins.
The statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm gonna finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that, you know.
He seems like he just took a big ego hit. He seems like his ego was crushed, and he just decided to go off the handle a little bit. It seems that way.
Oscar's saying that, you know, we misinterpret, you know, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, you know, it's very clear to me that, you know, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Duno was gonna beat me.
Just like they thought.
Next Filipino star. They saying he's the next Mexican star.
De La Hoya was later asked to give his side of the story on the matter.
Bernard stated that if it was him, he didn't say, well, this is what Ryan should do. So when you're dealing with kids, it's really hard to get across that message. And, you know, then you have Ryan saying this and that. So it's all BS.
The situation got very messy between the two, and neither side was completely innocent. Nevertheless, Garcia managed to get back in the win column by TKOing Duarte in round 8. And just as it seemed like things would start to get better for him,
okay.
His appearance on the PBD podcast took people by surprise. This was the first time we've seen him do any interviews since the last fight, and many noticed a sudden change in his speech and demeanor.
I brought the energy to the gym. When I come in the gym, everybody's having a great time, and we're all working hard. I'm like a brother. I'm brotherhood.
He does seem weird. He seems like he's drunk. Okay. Actually, this seems like... Oh, wait, what's this guy's... Patrick Bet-David. This is a guy who was trying to get a debate set up between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, I think. I've seen him with the Tates on. I think he's a big Tate defender. This guy definitely seems drunk. He definitely seems like he's on something. He's like slurring his words a little bit. He's like being very egotistical. He's like, I bring it to the gym. I bring it to the gym. There's something weird going on. Bro, off the coke. It doesn't seem like coke usually makes you like jittery and jumpy though. He seems like the opposite to me.
The initial noticeable change was the physical transformation in his face, as he appeared more bloated and puffy. While this could be attributed to weight gain, it could also signal alcohol abuse, as excessive drinking often leads to water retention around the face. If we take a look at his older interviews, he typically appeared relaxed and thoughtful in his speech. However, in this one, he seemed visibly uneasy throughout the conversation.
Yeah, he seems really nervous or something.
Frequently diverting from the topic.
He's like twitching weirdly.
And interrupting Patrick by picking...
Not that I can talk about twitching, but I'm just saying. Based on his former calm, cool, collected demeanor, it does seem like something weird's going on with this guy.
Up his phone mid-question or cutting him off mid-sentence. Another noticeable change was his tone of voice, which shifted from somewhat high-pitched...
Like I wasn't afraid of the moment because I knew that's in me. It's always gonna be in me.
to sounding as if he had been smoking and drinking heavily over a long period of time.
But the shoulder roll is a beautiful thing. And Mayweather is so super good at it.
Well, his voice does sound super fucked up. Is he just sick or something? What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong? What is wrong with this dude? Social anxiety, major depressive disorder. He tried to tell the world once. Now the pressure and accusations are building up and people expect perfection. I wonder if the maturation and the development of the prefrontal cortex has anything to do with it. I've seen many people around the age 25 go through a psychotic episode, and it's fairly well known the prefrontal cortex is fully matured around that time. That said, drugs and other things. Well, if that is the case, wouldn't it be the opposite? If when he's 25, wouldn't he get more mature instead of less? As a former cocaine and alcohol user and current weed smoker, I can confirm he's on all three substances. I mean, you can't confirm unless you fucking drug test him, so I wouldn't say something like that. It seems like he's on something or something's changed in his life. We don't know if it's drug use, but he does seem kind of drunk, or he seems like something's different. His voice definitely sounds fucked. Maybe he's just sick, but it seems weird. I could see TRT or antibiotic steroids taking apart, changing his voice a bit from hormones or something similar. Yeah, I've seen that happens to your voice a bit from steroids, from screaming. When was he screaming? He joined. He formed a post-hardcore band. He joined Pierce the Veil.
Viewers also observed his lack of awareness regarding constant chewing into the mic, which seemed unusual given his status as a top professional boxer.
You can tell by his mannerisms he'd be a nightmare to work with. I think the reason people don't like Ryan is because he comes off as fake, or at least to me he does. Can this disrespectful kid please stop chewing into the mic? And yeah, that's a far cry from how he's acting before, which was very humble.
While one might argue this behavior was showcased on a single podcast, a month later, he displayed similar conduct on The Helwani Show. According to comments, it seemed that people anticipated he would say random things and were primarily there to laugh at him, which was quite obvious from comments.
Ariel trying to have a discussion with a high teenager. I'm a fan of this new coked up Ryan, I gotta admit. After seeing this interview, I think Ryan is slowly turning into Kanye West levels of delusion. Is he completely delusional? I guess we'll hear that.
Such as Ariel trying to have a discussion with a high teenager.
Thank you, Keith, for becoming a member.
I'm a fan of this new coked up Ryan. And after seeing this interview, Ryan is slowly turning into Kanye levels of delusion. Many have speculated whether he is under the influence of alcohol or heavier drugs. Despite admitting multiple times to enjoying smoking weed and having a drink occasionally, he has never mentioned taking heavier substances. However, based on his behavior and facial expressions, one could argue that something else is at play. Comparing his appearance on the Impulsive and Bradley
Maybe he just has Tourette's.
Martin show just
I don't do coke and I have face twitches, so maybe he just has Tourette's like me.
10 months earliyer, none of
isn't even close to Ye. It's not. And he's also not nearly as funny as Kanye West. Kanye West is the funniest person of all time. His comedic timing is so perfect, and you cannot deny it.
The thing about the red hat that drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media went to. We know I can't say that.
Yeah, go.
It was a Jewish doctor.
Like, once again, his comedic timing is fire. He must be forgiven for everything because he's hilarious, because he's the funniest man alive.
None of these signs were present. His face didn't appear bloated, and he looked noticeably younger. Additionally, his tone of voice and mannerisms resembled those of a professional athlete. In addition to accusations of drinking and drug use, another issue has surfaced regarding Ryan's gambling addiction. Recently, popular influencer
Bryce
Bryce
Hall
Hall
talking about with Bryce
publicly
Hall.
accused
What the fuck is
in
that?
only 10 months.
I totally did not mean to do whatever the fuck that was. The gambling problem. This is what I want to get into. I know he had a beef with Bryce Hall. I think he called Bryce Hall a creep or something.
Use. Another issue has
If he's so famous, why is he arguing with, no offense, Bryce, but kind of a fake boxer, a fake combat athlete?
surfaced regarding Ryan's gambling addiction. Recently, popular influencer Bryce Hall publicly accused him of being deeply entrenched in gambling debts and being exploited as a fish in high-stakes games.
But I know about the poker games that he's losing millions of dollars at because I've played at some of those games and they tell me how much of a fucking fish he is. Basically, he just throws money. He's like an idiot.
So, hey, I will verify that by Bryce. I've got a lot of buddies at the top level of the poker games that run through Cali and Vegas, and he's definitely a fucking fish that loses a lot of money at the poker tables.
It's really weird how he took a 2-year hiatus from boxing and then now randomly he's like, oh, I won all these money fights. Oh, yeah. Because he's losing all of his money at the
So he's like stressed out from the fact that he has no money. Maybe he's in debt. Who fucking knows? He starts using drugs to cope with it. And then on top of that, he's still gambling. He's still engaging in this behavior. I mean, we don't know if that's the case, but watch the video of his coach horrified by his terrible boxing.
Why are you listening to your The camera's on me, so
This looks like it's old.
do what they say.
This is an old video from when he was a kid. So, is this what I should be looking at? Reveals scary. I don't know what video I'm supposed to be looking at here.
These poker tables.
This accusation might not be unfounded, as he often discusses his anticipated earnings from upcoming fights rather than focusing on winning in the ring.
That dude sounds and talks like Owen Benjamin. Bryce Hall does kind of sound and talk like Owen Benjamin. I never really picked up on that. He looks like Owen Benjamin minus 20 years.
While many MMA fighters transition to boxing to leverage their UFC fame for higher earnings, Garcia aims to enter MMA and challenge the bantamweight champion, who primarily specializes in striking.
I'll beat his ass in MMA, guaranteed.
In MMA?
Yeah, I'm a natural. You don't understand. I'm a natural wrestler. I just beat my security that's a wrestler. I beat him. Yeah. I know I'm going to knock him out in boxing. That's not even fair. What is fair is to test myself in MMA because I know if I put my mind to it and I trained every day and I had Nate helping me, even Alex Pereira, all of them, and I really locked in, he will not beat me. I've already got people that are connected to Dana to ask him, let's do this. I'll come to UFC, pay me a bag, I'm there.
Some argue this is overly ambitious on Ryan's part, considering MMA strikers bring a diverse skill set.
Brother, I will kill you within minutes. Say less for real, set it up.
Beyond boxing. O'Malley responded with a humorous skit alongside his...
This guy Sugar Sean, from the videos I've seen of him with Nelk, he seems pretty funny. I like the dreads better than the rainbow hair, I will say.
Coach, mocking Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya.
Ryan, we need money. We're in debt from betting, brother.
Oscar, I think I could fuck Sugar Sean up, honestly.
You could fight MMA. You could beat whoever you want. You could beat John Jones.
I seriously think I could wrestle.
Wrestle your security guard. Show him. Prove him. You're an athlete. You're a natural. You can do whatever, brother. Let's get it on. Hold on. Fuck, I'll fight Dana.
Get up, Oscar.
Yeah. Whoa! Let's go on Ariel show, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Ariel.
Bryce further contended that Garcia's gambling debts motivated his push for a fight against Devin Haney, acknowledging his slim chances of victory in his current condition. Despite widespread doubts about Garcia's professionalism, Haney also accused him of reeking of alcohol during their face-off.
Brian was at the motherfucking press conference drunk as a skunk. Hopefully, he get it together before April 20th, and I'm gonna have him punch drunk.
Rumored Ryan Garcia in millions of debt from poker. It all began with whispers and murmurs, a sudden change of behavior and speech that caught the attention of fans and pundits alike. Garcia, scheduled to fight Devin Haney in what promised to be a blockbuster show, appeared anything but ready for the ring. His once clear voice, now strained and erratic, coupled with peculiar face twitches, raised alarm bells among observers. Garcia's words, captured in interviews and social media posts, paint a troubling picture. His erratic behavior, from accusing others of drug use to proclaiming himself a warrior against unseen forces, suggests a mind in turmoil. Yet, even in the middle of the chaos, Garcia's pleas for help and understanding show signs of vulnerability and hopelessness. Yeah. Seems like he needs to take a step back from public social media stuff. I think, and probably boxing for a while and just get his life in order. Because imagine the pressure on you from something like this. Trying to get over an addiction, whether it's gambling or alcohol or anything, no matter what the fuck it is, trying to get over something like that when you're in the public eye this much and you're supposed to be getting ready for fights, you're never going to be able to do that. So if he does actually have these problems, I feel bad for the guy. I hope he gets better.
On that day.
As the two have been going on a press tour to promote their fight, it's evident that Garcia may be further embracing his newfound persona.
I promise you, I'm coming straight for you. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. I'm talking about ugly.
We know that, Ryan does not want the fight to be here.
They could shave
Behind
for
closed
becoming a
doors,
member.
he's tricking the people. He's doing anything that he can to make the fight go to Vegas on a later date. But the fight needs to happen on April 20th.
You're with me 24/7. Have you ever seen me do cocaine? Never in your life, huh? I love you.
Well, thank God he asked us one random person if she's seen him do coke, who would obviously be in a position to lie for him. Not that he is doing it, but you never know.
What happened? Ever. Fuck out of here, motherfucker. All right, what if I came up there and I beat the fuck out of you, motherfucker?
I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't do it. Go do it. You ain't gonna do shit.
Sit your little ass down. I don't even know who you are, bro. I can't even see you, bro. I don't know.
This is so cringe, bro. The macho shit. I know this is like kind of a normal thing boxers do before weigh-ins and stuff. I know like it generates press for it, but I find this shit so cringe, bro. The thing about this too is like I see like guys at like such a low level like do this. Not even boxers, just normal guys do this like macho shit too, and it's so fucking cringe. It's so fucking gay. Oh, I'll beat your ass. Just shut the fuck up, dude. You're literally a beta male, okay? You're literally a beta.
Where these voices are
like
coming
trying to
from,
look
bro.
tough in front of your girlfriend. I remember this one time, one of the last times I went out, I was at this bar, and I was like, the bar was closing. It was like 2 a.m., so everybody was trying to leave. And there was this guy there who was like looking at me really weird. He was looking at me like this, like he was literally staring me straight in the eyes, making really just like a weird face. He was like, and so I look back at him and I'm like, and then he gets really fucking pressed at me. And I think he was on drugs or something. There was something fucking wrong with him. But he gets very, very upset at that. He's like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, oh, why? Because I made like a funny face at him. And obviously to an extent, I like provoking him because once at that point he made a funny face and I made a funny face. Then he gets in there. I'm a bit of a troll, so I'm going to enjoy that, okay? He gets mad. He's like, you're an asshole. You're a fucking... He said I was a technical guy who cares about details. And he just kept going like, why'd you make that face at me? And I was like, why'd I make that face at you? I just kept repeating the question back to him over and over, basically. Like over and over. And he was a little taller than me. He was, I think, pretty skinny, but he was taller than me for sure. I've never fought anyone, so I'm not confident I could have fought him. But he kept getting angrier and angry. And then his girl comes over. His girl comes over. She looked pretty normal. But she's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, I don't know, your boyfriend seems mad. She's like, you're a douchebag. And I'm like, why? And she's like, I'm a lawyer. And I'm like, okay, I don't fucking care. What law firm do you work at? She's like, well, I'm not practicing right now. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He called you a nerd? He did. But the thing is, I never had any interaction with this fucking guy. I didn't fucking know who he was. And they just keep going and going and going and going. She's like, you're a douchebag. And I'm like, no, you. Like, I'm just being retarded because I think it's funny. And eventually, one of my buddies comes over and we're all still trying to leave the bar. And he comes over by the time the guy is threatening to like fight me. He's like, I'll kick your fucking ass. I'll beat the shit out of you, kid. You can't do anything. And I was just like, okay. I was like, let's do it. I didn't even think he was going to fight me. Eventually we get out of the bar. She's dragging him away, trying to drag him as I wouldn't say he's threatening to fight me, but he's trying to do like this kind of thing to me where he's like, you want to go? You want to go? And I just keep being an asshole. I was like, go where? Your mom? And he just keeps going. He keeps going. And so she's dragging him away. And at this point, instead of insulting me, she's apologizing. She's like, I'm sorry. He's on shrooms right now. He's having a problem. He's like, I'll fucking fight this kid. I'll fight the fuck out of this kid. So she drags him away and they leave. And I'm just kind of standing there. And then I go home. So that's basically what happened. But yeah, people love to do shit like that at bars. When they get a little drunk, they love to be like, I'll fucking own you. I'll fucking destroy you. I don't know.
Despite his antics during the media press tour.
And once again, even these guys at such a high level of success, this is the point I was connecting. They still do this dumb macho shit. So since you got lucky, Tom, look, I don't think I got lucky. I think because I am the toughest guy of all time, I would have been fine. But I don't know. Could have got your jaw rocked? I mean, maybe. I doubt it. The thing is, he seemed too delirious. If he did want to fight me, I don't think he would have been able to fight properly because he seemed very delirious. He was kind of like this kind of thing. He seemed out of it. His eyes were like sensitive to the light, you know. But if a guy does that, I'm not gonna be a pussy about it. I'm gonna try to troll them and see how angry I can get them, you know.
He has also been active on Twitter Spaces, exhibiting recent erratic behavior that has sparked concerns about his readiness to face Haney in the ring.
Yo, bro, how's training going? Everything
amazing, bro. Looking good, training good. I'm laughing because I'm high as fuck.
What's next for you?
I'm gonna beat Sean O'Malley's ass in MMA. I never let him do a rainbow hair beanie in my life.
During the press events, he took the opportunity to address accusations of drug and alcohol abuse.
And just to be really direct.
What the fuck happened to your voice?
So at the end of the day, I've been screaming for these promos, but I'm not even gonna react. At the end of the day, you know, I want to clarify some
Stop
things.
the coke, nigga. It's fucking up your voice.
I want to clarify some things. I don't do cocaine. I would do a live drug test.
What do you do?
I would do a
what
live
do you do?
drug test.
What do you do?
I drink and I smoke weed, and so has a majority of this room. I'm real. I'm like this. I do drink. I do smoke. Now what? It's okay. Guess what? We all have our flaws, and we all evolve as people. Look at, I'm 25 years old. You gotta remember, the weight of the world sometimes feels like it's on my shoulders. You know, I don't know how many people have been 25 years old and made $100 million in their life and can do whatever they want. I want to see what you would do in my shoes. Probably a lot more than some weed.
In addition to a potential matchup with O'Malley, Helwani suggested that he faces...
I guess he's just saying he's fucking stressed out. I mean, maybe he's telling the truth. If he's willing to do a drug test, maybe he is telling the truth. He's just, he's going through a stressed out time, dude.
Ilya Topuria, who has accomplished something reminiscent of McGregor's rise. If you're interested in a full breakdown of Topuria following in Connor's footsteps...
I'm not really interested, but this is a pretty good video by Mark Fighting. I mean, I didn't really know a lot about Ryan Garcia going into this, but you know what? I hope he's safe, dude. I hope he's safe, and I hope he becomes the #1 fentanyl dealer of all fucking time and deals it to every boxer in the world, in Minecraft and in Fortnite, okay? In Minecraft and in Fortnite. Picking fights exclusively with people who are more inebriated than you. The thing is, I don't want to fight anyone. I literally want to fight 0 people. I do not have an aggressive fighting bone in my body, okay? I'm a pussy. But if somebody makes a face at me like, oh, and I make a face back, oh, and then they like freak the fuck out at me, I'm gonna think that's funny, and I'm probably not gonna be able to keep my mouth shut because I'm kind of retarded. That's my problem. But yeah, I don't know. I have no desire to fight anyone. And now I don't go to bars. He probably smokes and spirals out. Yet another ticket in the vote for do not smoke weed. Okay, yet another ticket in the anti-weed box. I think we can all agree with me there.